Look, I'm watching the UK government roll out digital ID infrastructure piece by piece. And honestly, it makes me really uncomfortable. I'm Thyll, and today I'm going to show you exactly what's being built, why I think it's a problem, and the 3 legal moves I've seen wealthy families make to stay in control of their freedom. No conspiracy theories, just facts, global comparisons, and real options. Because here's what most people miss. You're not stuck in one country system unless you choose to be. So the UK government is building one login, which is basically a single digital identity connecting your tax records, NHS data, banking verification, right to work checks, and government services. All this sounds very convenient, right? But I see something else. When everything connects to one profile, everything becomes traceable, monitorable, controllable. Look, I'm not saying the UK is China, but look at the direction. EU is pushing unified digital identity wallets. Canada links healthcare, taxes, immigration, and financial data. So you can see the infrastructure is being built now. And once it's in place, the scope always expands. Today, it's faster banking. Tomorrow, it could link to carbon quotas, spending limits, travel restriction, service eligibility. I've had a dozen UK clients ask me this year, do I have a choice? Yes, you do. So let me show you what I mean. China is the worst case scenario. Digital ID tied to a social credit. Payments, travel, everything. That's the fear people have. EU, moving toward unified wallets. Health, taxes, education, finance, all connected. Privacy advocates are honestly pretty alarmed about this. Let's have a look at Canada. Already deeply integrated. Some provinces are even discussing mandatory frameworks. And if you look at the UAE, it's a totally different intent. Emirates ID is digital, yes, but it's about efficiency and security, not behavioral tracking, not carbon scoring. And that's why I choose to live here in Dubai. It's not about hiding. It's about operating in a system that actually respects your autonomy. Look, I'm Swiss by citizenship, but I live in Dubai because I want control over which government framework governs my daily life. And here's the key most people miss. Your digital ID obligations follow your residency, not your passport. So here's what we at Ankova help people do. Move number 1, change your tax residency. I'm Swiss, but I'm not a Swiss tax resident. I'm a UAE resident, which means I don't operate under Switzerland or EU digital framework. I choose jurisdictions with lighter monitoring, and I maintain a full legal compliance. So here are the popular choices we've seen at Ankova. UAE, no income tax, business friendly, privacy focused. Portugal, NHR program, EU access. Caribbean nations, very low interference. Or Georgia, Cyprus, and Malta. You're not abandoning anything, you're just diversifying your legal footprint. Second move, get a second passport. I believe in backup plans, always. Second citizenship means you're never trapped in one system. You have regional mobility options, and you will be able to operate across multiple frameworks. So the fastest route we've seen working are the Caribbean, Dominica, St. Lucia. Usually it takes 4 to 6 months, but it's quite expensive because it costs above $200,000. EU descent programs. If you have ancestry, so that takes quite a long time actually. For example, my mother, she's German, but for her to get a German passport, it will take her 5 years. Turkey, geopolitical access, but it requires at least $400,000 real estate investment. Look, this isn't about running from anything. It's about having options when systems change. Now, the third move is international structure. And this is where real freedom lives. Honestly, I structure my company's offshore. Not to hide, but to operate efficiently in privacy-friendly jurisdictions. Let's give you some examples. UAE free zone company, Caribbean holding structures, EU governance layers where needed. Now, this determines how exposed you are to digital monitoring, what data governments can actually access, and how your wealth is protected long-term. Look, your citizenship is your passport. Your tax residency is where you actually live and pay taxes. So, digital ID follows residency, not passport. I'm Swiss by passport, but I'm not governed by Swiss or EU digital frameworks because I live in Dubai. And this is what wealthy families have understood for decades. So, if you're watching this thinking, I want that kind of control, I get it. We at Uncover help entrepreneurs, investors, and family design exactly these structures. Smart residency moves, second passport strategies, offshore structuring for privacy and protection. All legal, all compliant, and all tailored to you. Now, you're not stuck in one country system. You have choices. Link below to book a private consultation.